This might sound like common sense advice. I'm sure we've all heard it one way or another, but some people need to hear it when they hear it. But you need to stop chasing the relationship. You need to stop trying to force the relationship. When you are forcing the relationship, that implies that that's something that doesn't naturally work that way. For example, you're ready for a relationship, but someone isn't. And you keep on thinking that every time you hang out, every time you text, every time you talk, that's one step closer to being in a relationship where the other person is just minding their own business and living their life. And hey, we've texted 3 times now and we're not in a relationship. Well, what's going on? What's going on? What's going on? You're trying to force it, you know? And likewise, some people are so scared of being single again, especially with the way the dating market is these days. It's like you will stay in a relationship that no longer serves you. Male or female, you're not being satisfied. The person is not willing to make any of the changes necessary to you, to make your relationship whole and succinct. And you're trying to stay with it because you're too scared to be alone. You're forcing it. You know, that old saying, if you truly love someone, you let them go. And if this person isn't doing it for you, if they're not making any of the changes, if they're not growing, if they're not moving forward in their lives, if they're not remaining ambitious and pursuing new goals, or if they're not like embracing the wife, like the wife role, or being a girlfriend, or, you know, learning new ways to comfort and build up the relationship, to turn the house into a home, all these different things. I'm just spitballing. You know, but like these are just the things I hear when I'm sitting online doom scrolling, you know, just bored at work or something, you know? And when I have conversations with some of my friends, it's like there are still people out there that are still swiping left or right. Like, I don't care. I'd rather be single for the rest of my life before you see me swiping left and right ever again. It's weird, you know? You think you have a full story about somebody in 6 pictures and a witty quote. Or, oh, this person had a funny joke. Did they Google this? Did ChatGPT give them that joke? You know, it's just like the dating market is just complicated in so many different reasons. So I see why people are doing their best to stay in a relationship or fix their single problem as quickly as possible. But once again, common sense, and it sounds like some typical like hippy dippy advice, but you have to learn to love yourself. It's just that simple. Now, once again, I'm speaking from the perspective of a young 30s. I'm 31 years old at the time recording this video. So if you're 40s and 50s, maybe what I'm saying could still apply, but you have a little bit of a different, you know, position in life. I can't speak to that, you know, but I can talk to you young people, you know, especially if you're anything younger than 30, especially. Calm down, you know. Let me joke myself. Let me joke my first relationship self and talk to some of you young men. Young men, you have a girl that never really wants to be around you by herself. You have a girl that won't let you even hold her phone. Hey, what time is it? What time is it? And you like try to double tap her phone just to see the time come up, and she's trying to like yank her phone away from you. And some of y'all are looking around like, yo, what's your problem? I'm just trying to look at the phone. Oh, nothing. I just had to see something in my phone. So you and I both know what's going on here, right? There's a conversation, there's something in that phone that she does not want you to see. Now, are you going to let that go? Or are you going to address it? Now, I'm not saying are you going to just crash out, are you cheating on me, bitch? You see, y'all be doing so much of that shit too. It's like, no, have the discussion. Let her lie to you. Like one of the things I'm learning about, like in this, like this learning the legalese and like the corporate structure is you have to build a case. So you don't come with the accusations. You don't come screaming and breaking stuff and getting physical. That's not what you do. You just let whoever it is, males, ladies going through it with their men going through it with your women, whatever. It's like you let them build a case. Hey, yo, so I asked you about that last week, and you said there was nothing going on. And then I tried to look at the phone again, and you jumped at it again. That shows that you're hiding something. I could walk up to your shirt. I could pick up the shirt. You don't react. I could pick up a shoe. You don't react. I could pick up your favorite collector's item, and you might get a little hesitant, but you don't care so much. But when I pick up that phone, you're all up in my face. Does that person seem trustworthy? Does it seem like that person is harboring a secret that is detrimental to your relationship? Okay, let's get to the truth. You know, why is it that you are so obsessed with me not seeing your phone? Now, everyone can rationalize what we're going towards here, but maybe that person has another. Maybe they're planning a surprise for you. And that's why they've been doing online shopping. They don't want you to see that. And that could be the possibility, which is why you can't jump to conclusions. However, we are not in the business of justifying stuff. Oh, she's just very protective. oh, she's just, as in, like I said, old school me, I just don't want to be that jealous boyfriend. What if I have this feeling, my intuition telling me what's going on, and I'm wrong? Then I'm just that jealous boyfriend. Oh, I've been there, But there comes a point where the signs are too obvious to ignore. And some of you have been there for a very long time, but you'd rather be in this relationship than be single. You'd rather be in this relationship where someone is disrespecting you rather than go out here in the dating world. So basically, you're choosing disrespect of yourself rather than just being single, building yourself and loving yourself, It's a long lesson that I had to learn, It's a very long lesson that I had to learn, and I still struggle with it. I'm one of those people that, like, I have Mamba mentality, Kobe Bryant's mentality. Like, when the job is finished, I can dust my hands off and relax. Until then, it's like, my girl asked me, she's like, why don't you like attention? Now, this internet shit is different. Real life attention, where I'm getting significant levels of praise and, oh my God, that makes me uncomfortable. It makes me uncomfortable. But it's because it's like, I don't feel like me. I don't feel like I'm the final product. But some people may have the same type of feeling, but they project it in their relationship, and it comes across as insecurity. Like, oh, I don't have a six-pack abs. Oh, I don't have a snatched waist, or, my skin's a little messed up right now. And anytime that you see your significant other looking elsewhere, oh my God, that girl's prettier than me. Oh my God, that guy's more handsome and rich than me. Oh. No, it's just conversations that need to be had. And one of the things that I never had that level of insecurity, because I've always, even from the jump, it's just like, if you want my girl and you think you could take her. It's up to her to stay. That might sound like a very hardball way of thinking. Like, of course, like, as a man, you should see that she's spoken for, or leave her alone. Of course. You know what I'm saying? But if there's like a situation where I'm not around and, you had enough time to have a conversation with, take her if you can. It sounds fucked up. But if you could take her, that means she wasn't mine to begin with. Some of y'all got to keep your women on a leash because her eyes are wandering. Anytime she sees an attractive man, you can see her breaking her neck for him. I don't care if you look. I don't care. That's a handsome ass dude right there. I want your workout regimen, my boy. Hey, yo, what you do for your skincare, bro? You glistening. You know what I'm saying? I'm not jealous like that. Now, if my girl biting her lip and grabbing at her knees and shit because she said, that's like, all right, hold up. You know what I'm saying? We need to have a conversation. But it's just like, I see the youth trying to date. And by the youth, I mean people in their 20s especially, and immature people that are older than me. I see what y'all are doing, and you're just walking around with insecurity. A lot of y'all don't need to be in a relationship. That's weirdly enough, it's I had been single for 6-something years and actively looking. But of course there were just times where I just didn't find the girl that suits me and vice versa. You know what I'm saying? But nevertheless, it's you need to be alone. And some of y'all just jump from relationship to relationship to relationship. Half of y'all be in a relationship before you ended off the last one. You're literally monkey bar. And dudes in the red pill manosphere love to say that women are the ones that do this, but dudes be doing that shit too. You know what I'm saying? I've been a huge proponent for the end of the battle of the sexes, because we all blame each other, but both of us are doing the same exact exercise. Men are cheating, women are cheating. I don't understand why all men do, all women do. No, it's ain't shit people do. Insecure people do. I'm about to make this video right after this one, but people with zero impulse control. This is what they do. It's not men, women. It's people with low impulse control. Damn, that's a fat ass. Hold up. I know I'm in a relationship. I need to go get on that. What? You're in a whole relationship. You built this bond with this woman. You created a home. You live together. You have a dog. You have children. And you said, damn, that's a fat ass though. I need to go ruin everything I done built over here and hurt this person's soul by go chasing some temporary satisfaction with that fat ass over there. Women will be oh my God, he gives me the world. He treats me so beautifully. He treats me like everything. Oh my gosh. It's just, he doesn't spend a lot of money on me. So let me go play with this dude over here that gives me things, and he could be my little sugar daddy on the side. While this man is giving you his heart and soul, he didn't give you his wallet, and that made you step out. Really? It's just one of those things. I just sit back and I'm just yo, what the fuck is wrong with y'all? Who raised y'all? And I get it, right? The hard part about this conversation is everyone does have to learn. And unfortunately, sometimes you are the one that person has to learn from. Sometimes that's the case. You might do everything perfectly in the relationship and it's not good enough because the universe, God, whatever you call it, has something better for you. But you both learned something from this situation. It might have been a test for you, a lesson for that person, a test for you to say, hey, now are you going to turn into a bitter person? Are you going to be consumed with anger? Yes or no? That's your final test with this whole relationship. Whereas this person is going to say, hey, are you in a relationship? Were you ever in this relationship, or were you using it to fill a void? Okay, now moving into the next relationship, what are you going to do? And this person might need 6 more relationships before they figure it out, 6 more mistakes that they got to make before they figure it out. And you might have figured that might have been your last one. You never know where things line up on the timeline, But the thing is now with the frustrations of dating these days is people will, there's different degrees of it. People will put all of their effort and still be smacked down, still be rejected, still be denied, still be ignored, still be treated wrong. They did everything right, so then they get mad, like, yo, fuck this. If you're a guy, fuck all these women, they don't, and vice versa. If you're a woman, you become a bitter-ass female, okay? But then there's like the other side where I see more people at, where it's like you have so many walls up, so many safeguards up, so many things like internal, that you have all these layers to protect your internal side, which already hasn't been healed as is. And what happens is you're giving half-ass effort expecting full results. It's like, and once again, I get it. There's levels to it. There's layers. There's different speeds. Some people are just off to the races and then they slow down near the end. It's like a sprinter dating a marathon runner. I'm the marathon runner in a relationship. I go at a steady pace. Some people hit the ground running. They smashing every day. They're going on dates. They're laughing, giggling, kikiing. And then 3 months of that honeymoon phase comes to a dramatic halt because they actually have a real conversation. Me, I lead with some of the heavy shit. I lead with, hey, this is my religious, spiritual beliefs. This is my beliefs about X, Y, Z, and the third. Now, are some of these deal breakers, or are some of these things negotiable? Do you have some alternative positions on this? I start heavy, because it's hey, this is my start. You want to run this race with me? You knew the contract that you're getting into with me, right? You know everything, right? All right, let's get started. And then you just going along because I'm ready to go the distance. I'm ready to go run the journey. And if you're someone that's going to that starts off strong but then starts to fall behind, you see what I'm saying? But you can't give half-assed effort and expect full results. You can't ask and ask and ask and ask someone to give you without giving in return. People look at relationships. This could be a whole nother video, it might be, but I'm just yapping right now. It's been a while. But it's like a lot of people look at relationships very much in a transactional type of way. They look at this like a consumer transaction, not credit. My brain's stuck, but consumer transaction. What do I get out of this relationship? And a lot of people are trying to use it like a business. I'm trying to extract everything I can by keeping my money in my wallet. AKA like if you're going to a store, like, what can I get on a good sale? What can I get in the deal? How can I maximize my dollar? Well, that's what some people are doing with their wallet, AKA the love that they're willing to give. If I could give this much, how much can I get from this guy? How much can I get from this chick? Some dudes weaponize that. And they love bomb. Women want love. Women are emotional. So when you give them all that information off, oh my God, this might be it. Blah, blah, blah. They say, I love you. You're the most beautiful until they get some. And then the whole dichotomy changes. They say, oh yeah, you cool. They start texting back slower. They start, they stop just hitting you with the one-word replies. They ain't talking to you as much because they got what they wanted. They use the tools of the game to get what they wanted, which for some people is simply sex. To me, I find that to be a huge waste of time, but, some people do what they do, Like I said, I'm just yapping in this video because it's been a while. It's been a couple of weeks, so whenever I don't record a video, I got so many different thoughts I want to throw out there. But nevertheless, like the beginning of this video was like, people trying too hard to chase a relationship. Like, you can't chase, man. Let's get lyrical, spiritual, miracle with it. When you are chasing something, when you utter a word, let's put relationships to the side for a quick second. When you utter a word, your words carry energy. So if I say, fuck you, versus I love you, you see how I didn't move from this bench. I didn't do anything different, but I said something different. The energy that came from my mouth made you first be like, oh shit, where'd that come from? And then the other one was like, ah, right? So the words that you utter carry a frequency, and the frequency that you project and internalize will completely start to formulate your life in the way that you see things, in the ways things that come into your world, right? So if you say that, whether you say it out loud or not, but by your actions, you're also saying things. When you say that you're chasing the bag, for example, I'm chasing the money, I'm chasing love. Okay, what are you admitting to? What energy frequency are you emitting? What one are you harboring? You are chasing something. Words mean things. So when you are chasing love, what does that imply? That implies that something is running away from you. So if you are chasing love, that means that the love that you want is running away from you. What you need to be doing is attracting these circumstances. Now, that doesn't mean you just sit in the middle of a field and wait for someone to pop up. It's just, in the meantime, just my recommendation, you can do whatever you want, but like, you start working on yourself, loving yourself, building yourself for the partner that you want, right? You need to build. Once again, a lot of people just want to snap their fingers and get everything they want from one person. First of all, no one person will give you everything off rip. Now, people, we can adapt and change over time, but no one person is going to come with everything that you want. Impossible. I don't believe it. Okay? But it's the necessary changes that are needed in the long run of a relationship. But you need to attract. We don't chase, we attract. When you're chasing something, you're tunnel visioned. You're not looking out for everything else. You're like a leopard chasing a damn goat in the Sahara or the desert somewhere. It's like he's running. He don't see nothing else. There could be a sign that says, hey, stop chasing that goat. He'll run right by because he's tunnel vision. He's chasing something. But that thing that's running away from him is also making him miss out on other things. What if there was a hunter out there? And the hunter's just scoping them up because, I need a new cheetah on my wall. Let's see. He don't see that because he's stuck on one thing, So when you are the one that's chasing love, you're missing all the signs. You're missing the, hey, that person just disrespected you. Hey, that person just called you out of your name. Hey, that person is by no means a good fit for you. Hey, that person isn't going to be able to run the love. You can see they're breathing hard in the beginning of this race. They're not going to run the distance. This person showed me way too much affection way too early. It's like, wait, hold up. So you miss all that because I'm just trying to not be single and I need a girlfriend. I need a boyfriend. And then when you are running the race and you get tired, you come back home hungry every night from your chase, you become bitter. You become angry. And that's when you get online, you start typing these comments, you start becoming a red pill guy, making sure your arm is as big in the camera. You do 37 push-ups before you get on the camera and shit. Like, I know what y'all do. You know what I'm saying? And then you start talking shit about the opposite sex online. It's weird. Ladies, if your man don't buy you a Birkin, if your man don't at least spend at least $500 on dinner for you, he don't want you, boo-boo. What are you talking about? Like, do you not understand there's levels to this shit? Like sometimes the ladies out there are like, man, y'all very hard to defend when y'all say dumb shit like that. But what I've noticed is that there's level-headed people, men and women out there that check these individuals. Like I say, women need to check women, men need to check men need to check women need to check men. That's where the fight starts. But it's like, but nevertheless, the conversations need to be had. When y'all arguing on the internet saying men don't do this, women don't do this, and you're talking about the 5 maybe people you've dated. Like, seriously, the 5 serious people you've dated, none of those relationships work. Nobody that be bitching and complaining on the internet ever acknowledges their faults in the relationship. It always takes the older content creators. It takes you becoming 35, 40, 50, where you can start to reflect on where you messed up on a relationship. But these young people in their 20s, bruh, oh my God, y'all just be yapping. It's a whole bunch of children just yelling at each other online when neither one of y'all is trying to come up with any solutions. Men want women to bow down and hang off their dicks. Women want every man to just open up their hearts and their bank accounts. Sometimes they don't even care about the heart part. They just care about the bank accounts. And when either side doesn't get these low level relationship requirements satisfied, that's when they get online and start bitching and complaining. It's weird to me. It's like there's so much drama amongst relationships. Everything around us was built through the unification of the masculine and feminine. Everything, the trees, the grass, I can't even explain it, but I'm sure the air, one way or another. It's like everything that's alive around here was the creation of the masculine and feminine. The things moving around this space is masculine and feminine energy. Masculine and feminine energy does not mean boy and girl. Masculine and feminine energy equals positive and negative, active and passive. When you hear masculine and feminine, when it talks to about in regards to a mental, spiritual conversation, we're not talking about just male, female, boy, girl. Okay? Most of y'all are too immature to understand that level of conversation. You know, man, so he said I'm supposed to embrace my feminine, so this man over here wants me to wear a dress. No, it's be in touch with your emotions. Communicate. Women talk too damn much, right? Okay, well, embrace your feminine. Talk too damn much about what you expect. A lot of men, we bottle everything up. And it's just like we don't say nothing. We're just living in a stew of hate. We get to the point, especially the older relationships I see, like the late 40s, 50-year-olds was like, yeah, my wife's here. Can't stand her, but I love her, but I can't stand her. Why not? Because she does this and this. Did you ever say, well, I'm a man, I'm supposed to just deal with it? And now you're all disgruntled, old, and cranky because you never opened up your fucking mouth because men are supposed to take it. This is why you're out of balance. This is why I go so hard against the manosphere. You're hyper masculine. I'm not saying toxic masculine, even though some of you are, but you're hyper masculine to the point that there's no way that you could be conducive to a healthy relationship. You have no idea what compromise is because you're too busy listening to alpha males scream about how every woman's supposed to be submissive to you. It's weird. It's weird. Calm the fuck down. You know, there's going to be a point where the woman is going to want you to do something and you're just like, okay, babe, whatever. It's not worth the hassle. It's not worth the headache. Is it really that deep? You know, you're going to wear the ugly ass sweaters. You know, you're going to match clothes at some point. She's going to eat. She's going to choose something for you to eat. Oh, no, I'm a man. I choose what I eat. Maybe she's just going to pick it for you. You're going to be like, damn, that's actually pretty good. It's like, let the woman be a woman. Women want to be soft. They're talking about the soft girl era that they've had to go find on their own when we are supposed to be the ones providing it. But however, ladies, you want the soft life, but you're making our lives harder. You're complaining about shit that we can't do for you. You know, it's like a lot of you young ladies out there, and we're talking about the ratchets online. So a lot of people watching this video, this does not apply. But the ratchets online, once again, going back to the basic examples, like he better buy you a Birkin. He better take you out to such and such. He better take you to insert fancy restaurant here that's popular to this locality. He better take you to It's just like, okay, you got yourself a regular, average individual. You were walking around Walmart. You were at the gas station and you found a regular guy. He's not making $300,000 a year. He's not a millionaire. He does not have a yacht, okay? And you are asking this individual to spend a bunch of money on you that he does not have. But yet you will call him a broke boy, but then you yourself are popping it online for $5 a month subscriptions on OnlyFans. You see what I'm saying? It's like, so you're out here prostituting, but I'm a good guy that's willing to look past that, and I ain't shit because I don't have money. Once again, that goes back to the conversation of, you know, people have made relationships transactional. You know, a lot of these dudes, these incel men out here, they want some girl to boss around that does their bidding, not realizing that a woman that will submit she will submit to a man that is worthy. Some of you dudes are out here just sitting on the computer all day, like acting like you're this top dog, alpha male, macho dude that every girl loves. But first of all, you have this much time to be on the internet. You don't get as much play as you say you do, number one. But then secondly, it's like no woman submitting to you already is because you're probably a loser in real life. You might have muscles and be a loser. You might have money and be a loser. You might be well connected and you yourself are a loser. Now, when you put all three of those things together and you got all that, then cool, but you can still be a loser. Because like this is like a little side note, some of the wealthiest people in the world are the least survival mentality. And I'm talking about not the rich, but I'm not even talking about billionaires. I'm talking about trillionaires. I'm talking about the ones that have so much money they don't even use money. They just snap their fingers and things just happen. You know, it's like these people can't even wipe their own ass. They're multi-trillionaires, but they can't even wipe their own ass. They're trillionaires that control governments, but they can't feed themselves. They can't prepare their own food. So that goes back, even though that's an extreme example, some of you men so-called are out there. Look at my car. Look at my house. So you led with the physical. So, hello, sweetheart. I have a car. I have a big house. Look at my ring. Look at my watch. Huh. And then 2 months later, 2 weeks, shit, for most of y'all, a week later, why do women only care about my physical things? That's what you led with. She didn't even know your name, but she knew what color car you had. She knew your address. She knew what ring. She knew how much money you had off rip because that's what you led with. That's what you presented yourself with. as I should say. You presented yourself as someone that only where their first move is just how much money I have, how many things I have. No mental stimulation, no nothing. Just I have money. And you're surprised that the woman says, okay, well, I can get a bunch of money from this guy. Flip side, women, oh, I'm the baddest bitch. I'm the baddest bitch over here. Oh, this coochie be wet. Oh my God, no girl as bad as me. I can do the things that no other girl can do. Why do men only want sex? You just led with all these things that got me feeling all warm and fuzzy inside. He's like, you done got your titties all out. I can see your coochie lips from your mini skirt that you've been pulling down all night. And you said that you could suck me off better than every other chick that you've had before at the same time. You could do all that better than all of them at the same time. Well, why wouldn't I want to test what you just presented? When you lead with surface level things that only invite surface level thought, surface level treatment. And some of y'all don't understand that. You really don't. And then you get online and you bitch and complain. Then you find an echo chamber of people saying the exact same things as you when all of you across the board have the exact same mistake that you're making. Hey, I could go on and I'm probably going to make separate videos of all those ideas. But like I said, man, I haven't recorded in a few weeks, so I was a little rusty. So I just like to word vomit and say some stuff. But tell me where I'm wrong, bro. Tell me where I'm wrong. Till next one.